So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Frozen Flesh 2008. This movie gets a 1.1 rating on IMDb, which is even lower than Hip Hop Locos. When I saw Hip Hop Locos, I thought it was the worst movie of all time. Boy, was I wrong. No contest, man. This movie doesn't even have any dialogue. It's basically 7 scenes. So you figure 112 minutes, 7 scenes. So that's about 15 minutes per scene. And if you don't enjoy the banal and the annoying, you're going to hate this movie because it starts out with the cheap Casio keyboard type stuff from Things. It's got that in the beginning. It starts out with 10-minute scene of a candle burning. I'm not making this up. Then it cuts to an exciting scene where this guy is sticking his finger in the faucet and he's rubbing some kind of chocolate syrup all over the sink. Next scene is the exciting sight of hot water going from steaming to boiling. There's a spoon that stirs it around from time to time. So you're not entirely watching the bubbles the whole time because somebody's stirring it. I don't know if it's the directors who's stirring it or the actor. The director's name is Justin French. He's a 19-year-old kid. The actor's name is Frank Gillis. No relation to Barry J. Gillis, I'm presuming. The actor plays the mass murderer. I'll get to him later. Next scene. There's like some kind of clear casserole dish with a fake rubber hand in it. Severed hand, I guess. And all this is happening. The entire movie is with a red filter over the camera lens. I guess Mr. French was trying to be like Suspiria. I don't know. Don't ask me what the movie title means because it has nothing to do with the movie. I guess the director was trying to draw in more horror fans. A lot of them were pissed off. If you look at the movie reviews on IMDb, there's a lot of anger there. One guy even skipped through it, just watched 5 minutes of it. Because once you see 1 minute of one scene, you kind of get the gist of it. It doesn't change much. So getting back to the casserole dish with the severed hand in it, supposedly looks like something out of House of Humor Halloween store. So somebody's pouring like chocolate syrup again. I guess it looks like blood if you use a red filter over the camera lens. I don't know. And then they pour flour and cigarette butts in there. There are a couple flies that are flying around. They land on one of them lands on the hand, the other one lands on the cigarette butt and the edge of the casserole dish. I guess that's supposed to be the action part of the movie. And rest of the movie is just some guy with the ski mask. Doesn't have any holes for the eyes or the nose. And he's either standing there kind of breathing slowly but deeply. He's breathing like this. But you can't hear his breath. You just hear the Casio keyboard, which is getting more and more noisier and weirder as the film progresses, which is pretty cool actually. If you're into noise, which I doubt you are, 99.9% of you will absolutely hate this movie. But if you're into noise, you might enjoy it as much as I did. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Let's see, the other scenes are the mass murderer or whatever. He's holding up his knife like this. You know, it keeps twisting it around, or he's going like this in slow motion, slashing at the air. There's no blood on the knife. So there's absolutely no gore or nudity in this film. Yet they call it the uncut version at 112 minutes, which is hell long, I might add. Why they call it the uncut version? I don't know, to make it look cool so that people will buy it for $20 on Amazon. It's available for free on YouTube, so I don't know why you would pay $20 for the DVD thinking that it's a legitimate horror flick. So don't come down hard on Mr. French for promoting it as a horror flick when it's really more like some kind of avant-garde noise piece of art thing, whatever. Oh man. And the reviews are funny. I posted them in the description box. There's one dude named Dirty B.O. and he talks like J-Rock. He's jive talking, saying it's the best movie he ever saw. Yeah, Dirty B.O. my ass. It's probably the director himself in that video. He's director, screenwriter, cinematographer, producer. What else? He's basically everything except for the actor. And I don't understand how they can call it the uncut version. Number one, because like I said, it doesn't have any nudity or violence per se. Even the uncut version doesn't have that. And besides, if the director and the producer are the same guy, why would there be an uncut version and a producer's cut that was different? That doesn't make any sense. Usually there's only a producer's cut when the producer wants to maybe add some scenes or change the flow of the movie. That usually doesn't happen too often, though. Only in like cult movies that I watch. Usually the director does the editing, as was the case with this movie. So it's kind of odd to see on the cover of the DVD, I guess, uncut version. Anyways, like I said, I'm probably the only person on the planet besides the director who enjoyed this flick. Like I said, even though the director used 2 IMDb accounts to make glowing reviews, still gets a 1.1 rating. And the two reviews are quite funny, I might add. He thinks he's the greatest director since Martin Scorsese or Tim Burton. Frank Gillis is like Johnny Depp. Never mind that there's no dialogue in this movie, unlike Hip Hop Locos, which at least had dialogue. This is all funky keyboard music for an hour and 12 minutes, if you can handle that. It's like a little kid pounding on the Casio keyboard. And so I enjoyed being tortured like that for almost 2 hours. I sat through the whole thing. I dare you to sit through the whole thing. Probably fast forward like some of these horror fans on IMDb. Got such a bad reputation that I guess it was on some kind of horror message board or something. And that's why people hated it, I guess. They were looking for some kind of Jason movie or something. But the mass murderer just wears that ski mask without any holes in the face, for the face, the eyes and the nose. And then he's got Freddy Krueger type shirt. And he's going like this. Yeah. Can't hear him making that sound, but he's doing this in slow motion. He's got part of his Freddy Krueger shirt over his hand. Just kind of odd. Anyways, watch a movie like this, you notice the little things, like the flies in Freddy Krueger shirt. So, pretty cool flick. Definitely check it out. But don't blame me if you hate this flick, because I warned you ahead of time. There's really no plot or dialogue in this movie, which is quite unusual. I guess reading the IMDb reviews, one guy said Andy Warhol made an 8-hour film just filming the Empire State Building, still camera kind of thing, like this movie, for 8 hours, and it reminded them of that movie. I don't think I've ever seen Empire. Yeah, I should check it out. I don't know if I can handle 8 hours, though. It might be a little too much. Probably have to break it up into parts. 2 hours one day, 2 hours the next day, and so on for 4 days. I don't think I can handle sitting there for 8 hours watching the Empire State Building. I could be wrong. Always try to test myself, including but not limited to sitting watching this movie. I would have enjoyed this movie just listening to the sounds without the video. But the banal scenes, like I said, kind of made it all the more better, in my opinion. It probably doesn't count for much on YouTube, but Dirty BOs makes a video about this movie. I guess I can make one too. We're the only two people who enjoyed watching it enough to make a movie review, similar to The Killing Games 2012. I think the Canadian guy, Dismemberment Horror. Then there's that 6666666 guy, whatever his name is. The guy with the pumpkin Halloween mask. He looks pretty cool. He reviewed The Killing Games. And then I reviewed The Killing Games. I didn't see anybody else who reviewed it. Just those three. So too bad for Barry J. Gillis, not Frank Gillis. this movie didn't get reviewed more often. I don't think Things got that many reviews either. And I don't think Wicked World got any reviews. Did I review Wicked World? I can't remember. I guess I did. Have to go looking back and check on my channel. But anyways, cool flick, 5 stars. Check it out later.